is out there, but they don't want you to know. Learn why on the Rico Duke's Theyfeartruth show as he explores civil rights laws, constitutional provisions, political news, and more. Finding solutions starts with knowing the truth, the real truth. Uncover the truth for yourself on the Rico Duke's Theyfeartruth show. That's the Rico Duke's Theyfeartruth show. Available on the iHeartRadio app and wherever you listen to podcasts. Open your ears, open your eyes. It's time to learn what's really happening on the Rico Duke's Theyfeartruth show.
We would stop. We would get out of the cars. We would walk up to the scene. Those who had rifles would carry them in the open, clearly visible.
We would stand at a distance where the police couldn't say they were interfering with their arrest or their detention of the individual, and make sure that there was no brutality.
We stood back with our weapons ready to throw down if necessary.
They would take the weapon and pass it across like this, and it would sweep right over the officer.
We would stop.
The Black Panther Party is a force for justice in the name of peace. We realize that we're shedding blood now. We're being killed either by the vicious service revolver of the occupying army, which is the police, who's directed by the avaricious businessman, the lying politician, or we're being killed through the lack of medical care, the lack of funds because of unemployment. We're being killed because of lack of nutrition. So violence can take many forms. I call that violence when our kids are born and they're born with organic brain damages because of the malnutrition of the mother, you see, for economic reasons. The country is much too rich for that kind of thing. One man never makes a revolution. One weapon never defeats a revolution. The people always win wars, and people write world history, make world history, that is, and they transform the planet Earth.
Pusher man, I'm your pusher man. Secret stash, heavy bread, baddest bitches in the bed. I'm your pusher man. I'm your pusher man. I'm your pusher man. Solid life.
America, black people are treated very much as the Vietnamese people or any other colonized people, because we're used, we're brutalized. The police in our community occupy our area, our community, as a foreign troop occupies territory. And the police are there not to, in our community, not to promote our welfare and our safety, but they're there to contain us, to brutalize us and murder us, because they have their orders to do so. And just as the soldiers in Vietnam have their orders to destroy the Vietnamese people. The police in our community couldn't possibly be there to protect our property because we own no property. They couldn't possibly be there to see that we receive the due process of law for the simple reason that the police themselves deny us the due process of law. And so it's very apparent that the police are only in our community, not for our security, but the security of the business owners in the community, and also to see that the status quo is kept intact. When we first started, we had a police alert patrol, and we would patrol the community. If we saw the police brutalize anyone, we would put an end to this. Usually the police wouldn't brutalize anyone if we were on hand, because we arrested the individual, we would follow him to the jail and bail the individual out, whether he was a Panther or not. And we would gain many recruits like this. So therefore the community started to say that, well, these people are really concerned about our welfare.
We would stop. We would get out of the cars. We would walk up to the scene. Those who had rifles would carry them in the open, clearly visible.
We would stand at a distance where the police couldn't say they were interfering with their arrest or their detention of the individual, and make sure that there was no brutality.
We stood back with our weapons ready to throw down if necessary.
They would take the weapon and pass it across like this, and it would sweep right over the officer.
The truth is out there, but they don't want you to know. Learn why on the Rico Duke's Theyfeartruth show as he explores civil rights laws, constitutional provisions, political news, and more. Finding solutions starts with knowing the truth, the real truth. Uncover the truth for yourself on the Rico Duke's Theyfeartruth show. That's the Rico Duke's Theyfeartruth show. Available on the iHeartRadio app and wherever you listen to podcasts. Open your ears, open your eyes. It's time to learn what's really happening on the Rico Duke's Theyfeartruth show.
Hey, what's up, America? Welcome to the show. Welcome to Theyfeartruth show, Theyfeartruth TV. They episode gonna be Police to Police. I'm gonna get into, just seen a little video of my pop. This is what this is about. Police to police, meaning arrest the police when they fucking up. The politicians, the judges, the DAs, police them. This is what my partner just rode around and, made sure what he just told y'all. But this time, since we got a government now, we're going to do it the official way. We're going to do it like my pop did, but we're going to do it the 21st century style as well. So this is for, as y'all see, if you read the description, as you see, man, this is for only the real revolutionaries. Many people holler that they real. Many revolutionary organizations holler that they real. A lot of organizations really just want to, just get together for gun shows and for photo shoots and to maneuver the camera so they can further maneuver themselves into the pockets of the American people, which are already oppressed. So today, we're gonna see what's real and what's not. You know what I'm saying? Everybody already know of me. I'm the chief officer and attorney of Theyfeartruth, Federal Government of America. I'm gonna talk about a few things today to let y'all know. As I always tell y'all, we just beat our case in West Memphis, Arkansas Circuit Court for against my Minister of Defense, Kyle Watkins, for impersonation of an officer. All charges were dropped. Charged in 1 month. The next month they couldn't. They feared to even prosecute it. So that means they can't never try that case again ever. So there's just one point to let y'all know that we winning things in the courtroom. We really official. I'm a just give me a minute because there's a couple things that I want to kind of show you real quick, but I want to block out some shit. Hold up, y'all. Hold up, y'all. Bear with me for a few seconds. Yo. Now, but yeah, it's a lot of organizations I see out here, and I ain't got nothing against these organizations, but but tonight we're gonna do what's real. I'm gonna call organizations names and this and that. I'm gonna call the organizations name. It's like what is these organizations' real aim? What are their aim? My pop aim to have a government for the private and minority people of his community. their own government. So this is why he started to structure all these things. The police patrol, the hospital, the ambulance service, the schools, the feeding program, which today the feeding program is the reason why a lot of the private and minority kids today get free breakfast and free school lunch. If you didn't know that, my pop was he was the one that forced the United States government to illustrate that and put that in their law as free breakfast, free school lunch program, because they mimicked the Black Panthers free breakfast program. You see what I'm saying? So my pop is Dr. Huey P. Newton, my father. He is the reason why kids all across the country can go to school and eat free lunch and free breakfast, because he forced the U.S. government hands to put that in law, because they started their own free breakfast program. They were feeding 20,000 children a day. They were feeding 20,000 children a day across the country. So, the U.S. government didn't like that, so they came with their free breakfast school program free lunch program at school. So, thanks to my pop, I didn't eat free lunches like that. Didn't even know that was my pop at the time. The reason why I was eating these free lunches, But these organizations today, man, what are they really? What are they really? What is their real ultimate goal? Here, you got Theyfeartruth right here. If you really with a real revolutionary and police to police, come to Theyfeartruth. You still can be whatever organization that you in. All you gonna have is you a Theyfeartruth badge and a Theyfeartruth ID badge. And your car's gonna be registered to us. Your car's gonna be registered to Theyfeartruth, this, that, and you know what I'm saying? You're gonna have real power where we can really go on a race. You see, once we build our force up, once the force get bigger, like all the organizations are already together. All we need now is to come together as a government and do what we need to do. So this is only for the real revolutionaries. This is only for the real revolutionaries. I got a couple guests that's backstage that's gonna be tuning in with us. I'm thinking it's gonna be several more that's gonna be tuning in. A lot of people say that they're gonna tune in, but I'm speaking a little bit right now before I get to my guest that's in backstage in the studio. Like the Fred Hampton Gun Club. You got all your soldiers. What are you doing with them? You might as well come on. Let's be a real government. You see what I'm saying? You say you represent Fred Hampton Sr. Fred Hampton Sr. was the leader of the Chicago chapter of the Black Panthers. So he was brought up under my pop. My pop brought him in. So if y'all representing these icon figures, then you need to do what these icon figures was doing and what they was trying to achieve. And all the whole entire Black Panther Party for self-defense was trying to achieve their own government. So we got our own government now. So let's come together like all our ancestor icons, revolutionary icons. This is what they wanted. So let's come together and give and do and make what they strive to do. Now it's time for us to go and put it together and do it. So it's time for us to put aside who was this and who was that and who was this right here and who was this here. You know what I'm saying? It's time do this organization got this here. Do this organization got this here. Let's come together. We all soldiers. We need numbers. We need numbers. Let's all get official. These formations, y'all already got the formation. You got some of the people. You got the guns. You got this. You got that. But you ain't doing nothing with it. You ain't doing nothing with it, but taking photos and this and that. Let's really do something with it. We're going to put you in Theyfeartruth federal government cars. We're going to do all this right here. We're going to patrol the streets. We're going to police the police. We're going to lock them up if they doing wrong. This is what we're going to do. How many real revolutionary organizations about this right here? That's what the whole thing is. So as y'all can see, I blocked out just a little bit for you. You know what I'm saying? So as you can see, this right here. This here was the temp tag to one of my rides, one of Theyfeartruth. This here is the place. Y'all see what they say, right? Theyfeartruth government. You see what they say? Theyfeartruth government. So this is from Dallas County Tax Assessor, where you go to get your personalized business plates for whatever you want, whether it's your government, whether it's your business. That's where it's from. My officer, she might be in the background. I mean, she might be in the studio, but yeah, we know like the People's Government of Detroit. They call it the Republican of Detroit. You know, they just I'm guessing that they a right to self determination, that they supposed to be able to give free houses away up there. But you know, I mean, we just still waiting to see a lot of things. You know, we like their style, we like this, but we didn't ask them to produce a few things to us that they never been able to produce shit. Man, we rocking with real organizations that's really with this revolution. But I mean, you got to be able to show and tell with us. You know what I'm saying? Because we show and tell. We ain't just talking and saying that we trying to do this. If we trying to do this, if we telling you what we trying to do, and then we showing you that we done did it, we done achieved it. So we really own this right here. So right now, at this point in time, with Theyfeartruth federal government, we trying to recruit to get the numbers up so we can enforce the streets all across the country like we need to. We only want real revolutionaries for a real revolution. Let me get one of my guests in here. A couple of my guests in here. We got some back here waiting. Put them all in. Let me see if I can get them all in at the same time. And they're gonna let me. Yeah, we'll be able to get everybody in. So anybody else that want to join this show and speak on that you want to be a part of this real revolution, now's the time to unite with us. Everybody that's on this screen pretty much is a part of Theyfeartruth. So this is what we're doing tonight. Brother Charlie Cummings, I'm gonna start with you. You know, let the people know who you is and why you want to be a part of Theyfeartruth, and you know, just let the people know a little bit about our background, that we really on some real revolution.
Like Chief Duke said, my name is Charlie Cummings, and we're about the business. So I came in because I got sick and tired of just seeing my people struggling. Got sick and tired of seeing mishaps with the police. I got sick and tired of seeing how the government mistreats our people in particular. I got sick and tired of us complaining. So instead of complaining, I wanted to do something myself. I wanted to learn from people that have the same mindset that I have. We all have collective energy and moving toward one direction. At Theyfeartruth, that's what we're about. And we're not about playing games. We're about making things happen. So that's why I joined Theyfeartruth.
Yeah, hit me. Crucial brother, what's happening? What's happening, King? What's happening? Grand Rise.
How you doing? How you doing, brother?
All love, all power to the people, man. All power to the people. You know, just give the people a little rundown about you. You know what I'm saying? Like why you want to be a part of Theyfeartruth, what you offer, you know, and what you're gonna give back to the people, and how you can help people in your city or your state. You know, just let them know. You know, we need recruits. Right. We need everything.
All right. Well, like I'm Crucial Brothers. My real name is Javon Brothers. I'm tired of seeing the blacks in the area, in my area, which is Alabama, the blacks in Atlanta, all the surrounding cities. I'm a truck driver, so I'm everywhere. I'm getting tired of seeing us get shot down for no apparent reason. I'm tired of us being misused and mistreated by the government and the judicial system. Someone's got to give. Whatever I need to do to police them, so be it. I'm just tired.
Indeed. Now, y'all hear this, America? This is coming from the people that just like me. You know, we was in Providence, and we was in minority community, and we just tired, man. You know, when you learn the law and if you want to stand up for it, stand up for it. You gotta. In order for us to be free, we gotta stand. We gotta be willing to sacrifice something. Sometimes it might cost us our life. Sometimes it might cost us our freedom. In this case right here, we showing the world that, hey, we got the law down packed. So now it's time to stand up and go and arrest them. So we getting the numbers up. If y'all scared of this right here,
Mhm.
I can understand that everybody ain't gonna be with this right here. A lot of these revolution organizations, like the new Black Panther Party and all this right here with Malik Shabazz and all this, they should have been patrolling. We should have been already united together and been doing this right here. We should have been already had at least 500,000 government people of our own on the street patrolling, protecting our community. We should have been had this right here. But a lot of these organizations, they just strictly for the camera scene, strictly for the views, for them to help their popularity status, and not the environment and the situation and the circumstances that the people in the poverty minority communities are in. They really don't care about them. As long as they blow up and people know them who they is, that's all that really matter. So that ain't what we about over here. We about some real revolution. We about some real revolution, man. Y'all get with it. Miss Nawani, hey Crystal, where you at?
Hey, mic check, mic check. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear
Yes.
you, we hear you, we hear you.
All right. My name is Nawani. I'm representing North Carolina, Atlanta, Georgia. Been around since 2004. Out here bringing awareness to the police brutality amongst not just Black and brown people, but people that are oppressed all over the world. If you can think back, I stand on the corners of the streets here in the United States of America, on some of these streets that 60, 70 years ago, we as African Americans were not even allowed to walk down these streets without our lives being put on the line. So if you think back to your grandparents, your great grandparents, my great grandmother Zelia was or in the eyes of the United States government, was an enslaved person from Rockingham County, an illegal transport station where stolen slaves were brought into North Carolina. Think back to your great grandparents. What were your great grandparents doing at that time? It's so quick for us to say that we were free, that none of us were slaves, but half of us are still slaves to this day. If you punch in a clock, you a slave. If you're not free to travel and come and go as you please, you are a slave. Myself, I'm in the process of not only freeing myself, but freeing myself physically and mentally. It's not an option. I know this sounds like a big feat. I know that it's a lot of fear, but you have to ride and stand on the shoulders of your ancestors and know that one day you will have great grandchildren. In the next 20 years, with your children having children, 20 generations from now, each and everybody under the sound of my voice, 20 generations from now, you will have over 1 million descendants. 20 generations from now. So you do the math on that and figure out what your great-great-grandchildren will say about you, where you stood. Did you stand idly by as your brothers and sisters were killed and murdered and slaughtered in the streets? Did you go to work as though nothing was happening? Were you too afraid to stand for yourself and stand for your children? Yeah, we've came a mighty long way, but we have a long way to go. If you don't know by now, and if you haven't been approached by the United States government to either work for them, to partner with them, or to stand with them, then maybe you're not doing nothing out here in these streets. So what I can say is my message, Black Mirror's experience, we aim to address the identity crisis that we are going through. We've went from colored to Negro to Black to African American. Hell, some of us then got fancy and call ourselves Moors. We call ourselves natives, but really you don't know what you are because you don't know where you came from. How can you say where you going and you don't even know where you came from? So let your actions start today. It's enough of toggling the fence. I'm not saying quit your job. I'm not saying abandon your family. I'm saying that it starts at home. Don't stand by and never allow anybody, man, woman, infant, or child, to put their foot on your throat for 9 minutes. Do not allow a police officer to slam you on the hood of your vehicle in front of your children and your wives. I'm not saying get out here and commit acts of violence. I'm saying stand for yourself. The world hasn't accepted the Black woman to lead just as of yet. But as we all know, Black women have led from the beginning of time. People don't agree with me, but of course my stance is the Black woman is God, and I will forever feel that way. Because if it wasn't for the Black woman, none of you would be here. So we have to pay the due respect to those who paved the way for us. Don't stand idly by. Get involved. You always asking, what can you do? Where do I go? Where do I sign up? Sign up at home. Sign up by being conscientious of who you are and where you are. If you have an encounter with the police, use the text number. Don't be afraid to use the text number. You're not a snitch for using the text number. It's not going to the U.S. federal government. It's going to Theyfeartruth, so that somebody in your area can come and stand side by side with you in solidarity just to make sure that everything goes smoothly. So if you ready, and if you tired, and if you've been impacted by police brutality, just the injustices of this system and this constitution that wasn't even written for you, if you're tired and you want to see a change, don't sit back and complain. Get out and do something about it. I don't know about y'all, but I'm tired. I'm not going to resort to violence, but I will promise you this. I will not allow violence to come upon myself or my family or those connected to me. Enough of toggling the fence. Choose and choose today. Stop walking around with these silly smiles on y'all faces. It's time to get involved, and it's time to hold these people accountable. And also, before I part, I do also want to mention, and I also want to pay the due respect to the mothers and the families that have lost children and family members at the hands of the United States judicial system. For my brothers and sisters that are incarcerated, whether you're incarcerated for something you did or something you didn't do, the fact of the matter is the United States government can no longer be trusted. All and each one of them have been compromised. And I feel the most disrespect from the African Americans, Black, brown people that are in positions of power and that are able to make change and still stand idly by. And that goes for, I don't have to name names. You know who you are, whether you're an attorney, whether you're an activist, whether you are a participant, whether you are a partner, whether you work for the United States government. The time is now. You don't have to switch sides or be compromised. You can stand on your own morals and beliefs and follow your moral compass and do what's right and what was left to you and in you by your ancestors. What would your great-great-grandparents say? Are you not your brother's keeper? Are you not your sister's keeper? Or do you feel like this don't have nothing to do with you? You sadly mistaken. Until it knocks on your front door, and when it does, not if it does, but when it does, you'll want somebody to stand in solidarity with you. And you'll be reaching out to the being crumps in the Black community. You'll be reaching out to the police departments in your area. They're not there for you. 9 out of 10, when they show up, the situation is made worse than it was before it started. So if you want to see a change, step up. And here's the organization that you've been looking for, that you've been speaking about. What you've been saying, only if, well, here it is. Sign up and let the world know where you stand. Stop being afraid, Black people. Stop being afraid. It's fear that keeps you from getting out here in your community. It's plenty of things that you can do. You don't have to stop at your home. Rise up, Black man. Rise up, Black woman. The time is now. Remember what your descendants will say. What you did while your brothers and sisters lay bleeding in the streets at the hands of your own government. The time is now, 2022. Let's make it happen, Black folks.
Indeed. Well, what do y'all think? What's y'all opinion on the organizations, like we're gonna speak of the gun formation organizations. What's y'all opinion and view on what's holding them back from this real revolution of police to police, or why they haven't already been? I mean, just really been doing it. We ain't talking about going and talking to a couple of kids in the community. We talking about your own police force that's there daily. They're daily. When people call, they come. They there. People. So why y'all think they ain't did that, or they ain't really trying to be with that? What's y'all opinion on it? What y'all think going on with it?
Well, I'm with Hampton Gun Club, and I'm actually still up under probation, so I really can't make a comment on that. I'm not in charge,
Indeed. What about
What are you talking about for me, for myself?
No, I mean
I would like to sign up.
Yeah, whatever you feel.
For me myself, I agree with the sister. I'm tired of it all. I'm not gonna say that if the police pull me over and if they pull a gun on me, I'm not gonna shoot them, or I'm gonna try to kill them. That's just me.
Mm-hmm.
By any means necessary, man.
Exactly.
It's either my life or theirs.
Exactly.
I'd rather live than them to live it.
Exactly.
You got to stand for some, or you'll die for anything.
So, what y'all think that it would take to get like other organizations to realize that the ultimate goal for the Black Panther Party of self-defense was to have their own government and their own economy? What would it take for other organizations to be able to understand it, to where we can all come together and achieve the ultimate goal, which is the freedom and independence of our people?
Go ahead, Charlie.
I think we got to be the example. I mean, people not gonna believe it until it's true. So that's why I say that, once they see it, once they see us do it, and once they see us replicate it, city to city, then we're gonna get more people to follow.
Indeed. That's what's up. What you think about that, Nuan?
Well, I'm just put my stance out here. As a Black woman, I face all types of adversities on a daily basis. I am a mother of 4 children, and I'm gonna tell you what I teach my children. As long as nobody is putting their hands on you, then you continue to go about your day, handle your business, and do what you got to do. You're gonna have people saying and doing this to you, but until somebody put their hands on you, then laws are in place. Laws are here to be followed. But the issue that we're running into is that the laws were not made for us. We have been excluded from the laws. The laws are above us. Half of the people under my voice, if you ain't on probation, you just got off of probation, you're receiving some sort of government supplemental assistance. If you're not out here growing your own food, owning your own property, and I ain't talking about buying a house and you don't own the land that it's on. I'm talking about generations. I don't want to be a statistic, and I don't want my grandchildren or my great-grandchildren to say, as I have researched and located my family, I've went back 11 generations on my family, 11 generations, with myself being 1 generation. My mom and dad being a 2nd generation. So you do your own family tree and see what your family did. If your family sat by and went along with slavery, then hey, what you doing, it ain't no surprise. But if you are truly tired, if you are tired of seeing these videos online, seeing the videos on YouTube, thank God for the camera, because if it wasn't for the camera, we wouldn't even have any footage to hold these people accountable, because back in the day, they would kill you if you were present. So the only thing, what it's going to take is for Black people to truly be tired. It's going to take for us to be accountable for one another. Black Mirror's experience, like I said, you need to go back 5 generations to be a part of this organization. That's documented lineage, knowing who your family is and where you came from. That is so important. As far as these other organizations out here, they put me in the mind of motorcycle clubs and social clubs. You know, we always want to be a part of something. And to the people that are a part of these, that are gang affiliated, you gang affiliated, but you're not willing to stand for your own brother and sister that look just like your brothers and sisters and mamas and daddies. I am confused. I refuse to associate myself with people who allow these things to not only be done to them, but to be done to people around them. Like I said, I'm here in Atlanta. There are no remnants, no monuments, no dedications, contributions to the Black Panther Party. So those Black Panther organizations that are present here in the area in Georgia State, where are you? Where are you? Why are you not holding these people accountable? Why am I getting calls from the prisons of people that are being sexually abused, not by other inmates, but by officials, employees? When are we going to get tired? Nobody wants to do something until it happens to them. I'm going to tell you now, if I don't see you out here moving and sliding for your people and for the people that look like you, when your time comes, which it will come, when your time comes, like I said, laugh now, cry later. I teach people the same way I teach my children. Survive, not just survive, but be the change that you want to see. I don't want to bring violence upon nobody. Black, white, polka dot, Asian. I don't want to bring violence upon anybody. But before I allow you to inflict violence upon me and my children, it will be consequences. I can't even say it'll be consequences because I will react proactively. So if it's going to be a true change, we're going to have to stand together. We're going to have to stand together. It ain't no more that don't got nothing to do with me. I can't afford to lose my job. You worried about somebody getting your face on camera. Enough is enough. We got to stop being cowards. We got to stop being cowards, letting people write the narrative for us. Enough is enough. I'm constantly out here in these streets. I'm only one person. I can only be one place at a time. And I do appreciate and I applaud those that are out here doing things in their communities. But know that it always takes something to trigger that. It takes something to happen to you or your loved one for you to say, you know what, I'm about to get involved. And then the first place you run is to Black Lives Matter. And for those that know, Black Lives Matter was started by somebody just like us. And rest in peace to my brother, because he's no longer with us. He started that in Ferguson, and they set that brother on fire in his vehicle. He is no longer here, but Black Lives Matter is still around, is it not? Is it not still being branded and posted all over the place? Every time there's an incident. If these organizations are out here and collecting money, and for the fools that's paying it, why would you contribute and pay and support somebody else's dream and they not supporting yours? I'm not supporting anybody that don't support me. I have friends all over the world from all nationalities, backgrounds, and different walks of life. So I cannot say that I have an issue with everybody. I have an issue with those that oppress. It doesn't matter the race, the color, or the creed. To those that oppress, we got to be accountable for one another, but first we got to be accountable for ourselves. And it is a daily struggle. It's a daily struggle for me. But as a Black woman, I understand I'm the mother of creation. And I'll be damned. I'll be damned. I don't mind leaving this world, but I will not leave this world on my knees begging for freedom. It is a state of mind. Either you free or you ain't. And until we come together, we're going to stay in this condition. But I'll meet you at the finish line.
It's too many. It's too many that don't possess the heart. That's why it's all these YouTube videos going on. These organizations do more YouTube videos than they do any type of patrolling for the community or any type of policing. I mean, it's crazy. You know, we got Officer D Brown she just joined the show. Hey, Officer D Brown, this is who went
Hey
picked up the
y'all.
plate. This is who went picked up the plate from Dallas tax assessor. So, you know, give the people a little rundown about yourself, D Brown, and tell the people, you know, why you joined Theyfeartruth federal government, the impact that you're trying to give back to your community, you know, just how official we is, you know, this our recruiting time right here.
Well, it's real. It's. I mean, you just gotta do what you gotta do if you trying to make your community a better community. Like me, I want to be get better education for the kids and shelter for the homeless people and feed the homeless. So it's a lot to do, but you join the team, you'll see.
So, like what area and in your neck of the woods out here in Dallas, how you gonna start trying to recruit, like, you know, how you gonna recruit people? You know, what people can find you at to recruit, you know, to join you or try to, you know, find out more about what we got going on.
Stop loud.
Who? Who that was? She's eagle eye in the comments,
Hold
y'all.
on.
All power to the people.
Hold on,
All
y'all.
power.
Hold on, y'all.
We got our Officer West Side. Officer West Side down to the left, lower bottom. Yourself, where you from, what you got going on up there, how you giving back in your community, what made you want to be a part of Theyfeartruth government at such a young age? What made you want to be a part of the revolution? You might got to cut your mic on with. You got to hit your mute. I think you might be on mute. You might have to go out and come back in. But yeah, America, this is a real revolution, only for real revolutionary and real revolution organizations. This is not a game. We are not playing. We are not just talking about nothing. We doing everything that we say. We doing what we say. Now you got to remember yourself. You got to always think about Theyfeartruth federal government was just formed in 2020. It just started coming. It was just starting to be advertised in 21. 2022 is when everything really started taking place for it. So right now, a lot of people might be asking like, why y'all ain't already out here on the streets? Did that? First of all, we gotta get our numbers up. Second of all, we gotta get everything right. You know, so this is what we basically explaining to the people right now. You know, for those that are just tuning in to this show, or for those that didn't hear the first part of it. So we are a newly formed federal American government. We're not under the power authority of the United States government. We won several cases. The first case was in a Duke versus Lee case. We on all courts lack subject matter jurisdiction, power, and authority over Rico due to Theyfeartruth federal government. The next case we won was in West Memphis, Arkansas, Circuit Court against my Minister of Defense for impersonation of an officer and illegal carrying of a firearm. All charges dropped. So I'm saying these things to let people know that this is really real. We are totally different from anything, and we are not an organization. We are a government. I'm going to say that again for the listeners. We are not an organization. We are a government. Now, we have an organization that you may join, which is the 21st Century Black Panthers, Rcdhpn. But to be Theyfeartruth, you really got to be real revolutionary. You really got to be really ready to police the police. You really got to be ready to throw down at any time. You know, and I'm gonna play this right here again so the people can understand what it's really about.
We would get out of the cars. We would walk up to the scene. Those who had rifles would carry them in the open, clearly visible.
We would stand at a distance where the police couldn't say they were interfering with their arrest or their detention of the individual, and make sure that there was no brutality.
We stood back with our weapons ready to throw down if necessary.
They would take the weapon and pass it across like this, and it would sweep right over the officer.
The Black Panther Party is a force for justice in the name of peace. We realize that we're shedding blood now. We're being killed either by the vicious service revolver of the occupying army, which is the police, who's directed by the avaricious businessman and the lying politician, or we're being killed through the lack of medical care, the lack of funds because of unemployment. We're being killed because of lack of nutrition. So violence can take many forms. I call that violence when our kids are born and they're born with organic brain damages because of the malnutrition of the mother, you see, for economic reasons. The country is much too rich for that kind of thing. One man never makes a revolution. One weapon never defeats a revolution. The people always win wars, and people write world history, make world history, that is, and they transform the planet Earth.
See, where I don't even have to explain that. This is what Theyfeartruth is about. We about, in order to, if we go get a lot of land, 1,000 acres of land, we're going to have somebody that can protect that. You're going to actually expect the U.S. government to protect 1,000 acres of land that you just went bought when you standing against them. So therefore, you're going to have your own protection power. You're going to have your own government. If we go and get 5,000 grocery stores, you think the U.S. government, we're going to want them protecting it? We're going to have a way to protect all these resources. So the first step is to have your own government, to have a protection line. To have a protection line for everything that you planning on building, whether it's a hospital, schools, whether it's a neighborhood, daycare center, whatever it is that you plan on building, you're going to have protection to take it. If you ain't got protection to take nothing, this is what happened. This is how we became enslaved. This is how they overpowered us. You think we didn't have land? We didn't have houses. We didn't have businesses. I'm going to make a prime example. Black Wall Street in Oklahoma. We had everything. We had everything that we needed. What they came there and did, killed everybody and burnt it down. You ain't sick and tired of this shit yet? You ain't sick and tired of bullshit that they do to us because we want to rise above. We want to be independent. So this time around, when Theyfeartruth come around, it's all or nothing. We ain't playing with that shit. Fucking with us is not the right option, whether legal-wise or whether physical-wise. Fucking with us is not the right option. We ain't looking for war, but we know what we doing gonna eventually cause war. I'm gonna say that there again for all y'all that didn't understand and that didn't comprehend too fast for you. I'm gonna say it right now, and I'm gonna say it a little slower for you. We ain't looking for war, but the independence that we achieving and striving for gonna bring war. Rico, how can you say that right there? The civil rights war tells you firsthand. Martin Luther King tells you firsthand. My father, Huey P. Newton, tells you firsthand. Malcolm X tells you firsthand. Marcus Garvey tells you firsthand. Farrakhan tells you firsthand. What was the great debater name? Y'all help me out. It's on the tip of my tongue. Dr. Khalid. Dr. Khalid tell you firsthand. Anytime you striving for independence, anytime you striving for freedom, Anytime you striving from to where you can support your them because they lose you as a slave, and if they lose one as a slave, the stronger. So this is what terrifies a lot of people by standing. This is why you have a lot of these organizations. They ain't with a real revolution. They with going and take the camera and showing on Facebook and posting with their guns, and they with that part. But the real revolution part that really calls for conflict and really calls for being for the people, they missed that boat. I'm gonna say that again. This is why a lot of these organizations fear a revolution, what we doing, because they fear to face what we talking about doing. We actually finna start policing the police. Anytime you have a person that go and form their own federal government, mind you, you see that say federal down there, not state. Anytime you think that they happy about this right here, you think they just sitting back eating popcorn. Oh yay, we happy. They just figured out how to get yay. You think they happy about this shit? No. They ain't happy about this here. The bigger we get, the more it's going to irritate them. The more we start doing, the more it's going to irritate them. The more we start providing for our community, the madder it's going to make them. So what you think going to happen when all those things and formations come to? So this is why I say this is only for real revolutionaries, for a real revolution. What's y'all opinion on that there? We're going to start with you, Brother Commons.
That's real deep, and you gotta sit there and think to yourself, do you really have what it takes to see it through? Because you can want it all day, you can want it all night, you can want to do this and you can want to do that, but you got to have that fire inside of you that make you get up every morning and think of how and what can I do today to better our position. You got to think of what is it I need to do right now to make myself better so I can be that example, or so that I can know what to do when that situation comes, in front of my face. So I can know how to handle that police. So I can know how to build that community, how to gather people to build that organization. So that's my main contribution, is trying to get that galvanizing force, from yourself, where you can spread to other people to make them realize it's not a plaything. It's not something that you just have to faint of heart people trying to think of, well, I think I can do it today, but I don't want to do it tomorrow. It's an everyday thing. It's 24/7.
We still here. We still here, Brother Common.
Yeah, that's what I got to say.
Huh?
That's all I had to say.
Oh, okay. What you think about that, Brother Charles? It's time for us to come together, man. It's time for us to come together and we our biggest enemy at coming together and uniting. Us as the people, we our biggest enemy.
Gotta fight for someone, you die for anything, man.
I say we got three other people. We got three other people coming in, so we're gonna wait till they load up, and we're gonna bring them in too as well. But this revolution movement is not for us. It's for our kids, our grandkids, they kids. It's for them. People always holler, why should I care? Let me show y'all something. I'm gonna tell y'all this right here. I was shot 9 times. They left 23 shot holes in me for being the son of Dr. Huey P. Newton. At the time, I didn't know that I was Dr. Huey P. Newton's son. But to make a long story short, before I found out that I was his son, I started my movement in 2016. I was shot in 2010. So that's clearly, and once I found out that it was a government hit, I'm still continuing on with this same movement that I'm doing now. So basically what I'm trying to tell you is that you got to be willing to die. Not saying that you gonna die or you gonna get killed, but you got to be willing. That could be something that may happen to you for standing for right. And this is what keep a lot of people from standing for right. Oh, they doing this right here. They doing it right. So you just gonna lay down and be a bitch. You just gonna lay down and let them fuck over you. You just gonna lay down and accept whatever the fuck you do. That's why they do it. Oh, you see what they do to the leaders? They've been doing that since slavery. This is how you intimidate and put fear in a race of people. You take the biggest and baddest person and you take them in front of everybody and you kill them in front of. They killed the biggest, baddest slave in front of all the slaves and all in front of all the slaves. So now the slaves was terrified to let their boys grow up and disobey master or try to go against master. So they taught their boys how to dumb down, how to submit. So sometimes this shit causes a lot of fear within people because of the things that can happen. This is why God only sends a certain leader through every so 50, 60 years. You see, Holy Bible, no matter whether you believe in the Bible or not, in the Holy Bible, to tell you that this ain't something that I came through and did on my will and my turn. If I still was doing it my way that I wanted to do, see, I'm gonna break it down. My way got me fucked up. You see what I'm saying? My way got me fucked up. If I had been following what he wanted me to do the whole time, then maybe it would have been, I'd be way past what we at now. Maybe the movement would be way stronger, but everything happened according to his own time and at the appropriate time. See, if he had gave me all this knowledge back then, I wouldn't have even used it right. I would have used it fucked up. So he had to send me through a trauma. He had to let me go through a trauma experience in order to gain my whole entire attention. So I'd be willing to soak in everything that he was about to show me. Because I was going to have to teach many and many and many of peoples about this here. A lot of people say, you can't form no federal government. You can't form no government. 1776 Declaration of Independence gave abolish a government that is causing you grief and torment and giving you tyranny and injustice. So they wrote a law just in case later on, 100, 200 years down the line, they decided that they want to fuck over you. They wrote a law way back then saying, hey, if this should ever happen, y'all can form your own government and govern yourselves and provide for yourselves and demolish the government that was. So now, some people don't understand how this was achieved. Two reasons: knowledge and heart. I had to learn how to do it, but the most important, I had to have the heart to stand and do it. I'm going to say that again. I had to have the knowledge to learn how to form a federal government. Then after I learned it, I had to have the heart to set this shit up against the same people that just tried to fucking assassinate me. Woo, that's a cold pill. Y'all know how many times, how many nights I had to drop down on my knees and pray, God, is you sure this is what you want me to do? You see what I'm saying? This shit is real. So you got to be real for this here. You can't get in this here and didn't realize when shit starts, when we gonna say, I speak, people say speak to the people that you want to speak to in the language that they understand. So I'm gonna speak in a language that I was once in that I know a lot of y'all understand. When you get in the dope game, you start out from a 4-bit. Oh yeah, ain't nobody messing with you really talking about it. You know, ain't nobody trying to holler at you nothing but the little crack smoker. They trying to come and spend their little $7, $8 with you, this, that, ain't nobody even bothering you. But when you get to a half ounce of coke, now the females start coming around. Now you got leeches with niggas, they starting to come around with their hands out. You see how things turn? When you wasn't getting but the 4-bit of cocaine, you didn't have no problem. People coming to you $5, $6, $8, ain't nobody bothering. You got the half ounce, now everybody else coming. Now we're gonna skip fast. Now you dealing keys now. Now you got enemies and haters from everywhere. So you got to understand the moral of the story. You got to understand what you're really getting yourself into before you get yourself off into it. You can't get off into it and say you're a revolutionary. Then when revolutionary shit start happening, you ain't revolution no more. That's not how they go. That's not how they go. We understand over here at Theyfeartruth federal government of America, that they have assassinated many leaders before me, before any one of my leaders you see on here. They've been assassinating people. That's not going to deteriorate us. That's not going to stop us for trying to provide a better community and a better life for our people, not just our family, but for families that we don't even know. So we putting our life on the line for your family. Say for instance, if you one of the ones that's hating on us or don't like us, guess what? We willing to risk our lives while you don't like us, so you and your family could have a better future. Ain't that something? Ain't that something?
Ain't that something? Ain't that something?
Yes, it is.
Government, he's the political part of Theyfeartruth federal government, so allow him to introduce himself and speak a little bit to the people about what made him want to join Theyfeartruth and what he has going on out there in LA and how's he being and how's he planning on using Theyfeartruth federal government to be able to benefit and give back to the people in his section of his city and state. Flow your brother Kelson. You might have to hit unmute your microphone. It might be muted. I don't know. It ain't. Let me see. We gonna I'm gonna somebody go wait in the studio and see if it'll let somebody, because I don't know how many to let us on the screen. Maybe that's why it's doing it. But it's supposed to let more of us. It's supposed to let all of us in on the same time. But you know how they be doing shit, man. So now we're gonna see if it's gonna let Kelson back in. And Kelson, if you still looking at it, just hit the link again and come back in, and we'll see if it's gonna let you in like that there. So. And the object of this here was to see all the other what the other revolutionaries at. Nah, they ain't let you back in yet. It ain't. I don't see your name in there yet though. But this was for to see what the other real revolutionaries was gonna be at. You see what I'm saying? All my team coming in. Do none. We move. This is how I want to make sure that my team now be right. Human rights. Now we got it. I guess it's taking its time before doing stuff, man. I don't know what they got going on, man. I'm sick of these people.
Well, you already should have known. You already should have known the adversary is watching the video. The adversary is watching the video. Here come the hackers. Here come the haters. Here come the scary motherfuckers.
I'm talking,
The
man.
time is now.
I'm talking about my thing was just sitting up there turning, man. It was just turning. It was just turning and turning. Kelson, can you hear me, brother? So you might have just kicked Kelson back out.
Oh no, we still live out here in the A, baby. We still on the scene out here in the A. We don't go to sleep. We out all times of the night. You can catch us on Auburn Avenue right across the street from Dr. Martin Luther King's church. And we out here. We need to use the text number. If you are pulled over and you feel like your rights are going to be violated, and you know when your rights are going to be violated, when that state trooper pulls you over and he asks you to step out of the vehicle, you already need to be hitting that text number. You need to be texting for one of your brothers and sisters to show up on the scene, to hold these officers accountable and making sure that they standing and sticking to their own policies. The time is now. Rise up, black man. Rise up, black woman. The time is now, and enough is enough. Will you stand idly by, or will you stand for something? Will you stand for your brothers and sisters, and will you stand for your children and descendants? Don't be scared and fear not. Help is not on the way, but help is here.
Indeed. Brother Kelson, you there? Can you hear us now? Click your mic, cause we can't hear you. I see your picture up there, but I can't hear nothing. So you might got either your mic dead. Either your mic muted, or either they got something going on, and we can't get the connection with you. Let me see. Okay. I don't know. Let me see. Can you hear me say something, Kelson? Hit your microphone. It might have your mic might be muted. You hear me?
It's going in and out.
Okay.
I can barely hear. It's going in and out. You sound like a robot. I don't understand nothing you saying.
Yeah, go ahead and tell the people. Just talk to the people. Tell them who you is. You know what I'm saying? Where you is? Why you got? What you plan for people and how you gonna use Theyfeartruth federal government. Just tell the people how you gonna use Theyfeartruth federal government. You know, and a benefit for them on your end out there in Cali.
Damn, my service is fucking up. My service bad where I'm at. I'm not gonna lie. I can't even hear.
Can you hear me? You hear me? Was it broke up to you?
Yeah, everything you keep breaking up.
Am I breaking up to everybody else?
Talking it break up.
I can hear both of y'all. He can't hear you for some reason.
Yes, yeah, I hear. We hear you clearly on this end, Kelson. I think it's just breaking up on your end. We hear you clearly on this end. Well, just tell the people. Somebody tell them about. Tell them what I just said, because I'm breaking up on his end.
Say that again. Say it one more time.
So Rico wants you to tell a little bit about yourself. Tell why you joined Theyfeartruth. Tell what you're gonna do about how you're gonna have Theyfeartruth help the community back on the west side.
Shit. Say it one more time.
He wants you to tell a little bit about yourself. Tell why you joined Theyfeartruth. Tell how Theyfeartruth is going to help the community back on the west side. Tell us what you're doing.
This shit keeps going in and out. I don't know why my service is going in and out like this. Let me try to redo it.
Okay. Did everybody else hear me okay?
Yes.
I hear everybody all right. I hear everybody perfect. They always do. Like when me and the minister of defense be on the day, man, they be doing all kind of shit with minister of defense be in, man. I'm talking about, man. You know, like just yesterday, see, this is thing, this the type of stuff that we go
Now, once you brought
all right.
your camera back, you started breaking up to me.
I'm breaking up again.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm gonna come back in.
Our sincerest apologies for the technical difficulties. We're working through them. You know, you guys understand how technology works. Just be patient and bear with us.
Am I clear?
We need to start making provisions for one another.
Yes, you are now.
I'm clear. Okay. Yes, I had to go back out and come back in.
Okay,
Why they
everybody
did that,
back.
I don't know. But yeah, it's like I didn't forget what I was saying, but you come back to me. Y'all, this is real on our end, man. We looking for only real revolutionaries. So don't know everybody just come thinking you're gonna be a part of us. Like I say, you can be a part of the 21st century. Rcdhpn, but to be Theyfeartruth federal government, you got to really be with revolutionary. You got to be really with 1966 police to police. You got to really be with it. But we just taking it up on the step higher. We finna start arresting them. We finna start all this, and we get everything structured. We in the process of getting Theyfeartruth federal court structure that's already structured with the international system. But we just working on to be able to get everything else right, the software and all this right. Everything take time because I have to learn. Sometimes I have to learn things as I go along. And when you forming a government, man, it's a lot of stuff that I'm still learning and this and that. But the main part of us being formed, us being legal, official, acknowledged, and that's there. We there. So hey, time for all the fakiness to stop. Time for all fakiness to stop. It's time for nothing but real revolution. No more faking. It's not time for that. That's cut out. It's over with for that. So I'm gonna see if it allows else to let anybody else back in.
Well,
Chief Eagle,
on myself, I'm not withstanding on the sidelines. That's all.
No, I'm talking about Chief Eagle. He was in the comrades. He might have stepped out and went to sleep because he had just got out of another meeting for like 3 hours. He say, I already know what that meeting was about. That's for our food and things. So yeah, we got a lot of things coming. Yeah, America, we finna try to get the food source. We got the food sources coming for you. So what we're gonna be able to feed y'all in a minute. So I'm talking about very shortly, like the next farming season. So we trying to be in there. We got a lot of big things going. We ain't just talking about what we trying to do. We telling you and we doing it. And remember, all this is coming out of all pocket. Ain't nobody sponsoring us nothing. Ain't nobody funding us nothing. The federal government ain't giving us no federal grants and all this. All this is things that we form, and everything that you see us doing, this is coming out our pockets. We pay for our own stuff. This is what we pay our fees for. We put it in our bank account. You know what I'm saying? We need to do stuff. We pay what we need to do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is what we do. A lot of stuff I pay for it constantly because, you know, I want to get everything right. You know what I'm saying? But the main part, we do everything together. So we ain't got no sponsors. It'll be nice to have us some sponsors that's really with a revolution, but as of right now, we're gonna continue to do it how we do it out of our pocket. God gonna bless us in time, and the answers are gonna come around and come put it right in our hand. God gonna bless us for it. He gonna send it through the answers, and there you go. You know, so I mean, hey, it is what it is. But look how far we done came right now, and we ain't millionaires. My account's still locked. If they ever unfreeze my account, my 1.2 is on. You know, so that's what I'm sitting back waiting on right now, America, you know, and we going to really be off the chain at Theyfeartruth. You're going to really see us on the streets. You're going to really see Theyfeartruth TFTFG cars with our lights and all this here, you know what I'm saying? Those are gonna be what the enforcers of 21st century gonna ride in. Those are that are Theyfeartruth federal government. We're gonna be in unmarked cars. You ain't gonna even know who we are. You know, you see us now. If you forgot us now, pay attention because you might not see us like this here again. Why? Because we are a federal government, so we ain't gonna keep showing y'all how many people of us it is and how many else, but you gonna see us on the street. You gonna start to see Theyfeartruth pop up everywhere, and you gonna see it. We're not gonna keep doing videos to show you, it's 50 of us, it's 1,000 of us. No, we're not gonna do that there. We only doing that this time because I want to give my fresh people that just come in, you know, time to tell the people what we're gonna do and just show the world that, hey man, we are growing. We are doing what we say we doing. You see our results, our fruits from our labor. You see this right here. So don't expect this here all the time because we on big boy shit. We ain't on that little boy shit. We on real big boy shit. You don't need to know who we are, but we know who you are. Let's see if we can get out. Let's see, he might not come back in. So, Sister Nawani, up there in Atlanta, it was someone just got killed up there in Atlanta, I heard, and there was a protest or something going on up there. Do you know anything about that?
Well, what I can say about the state of Georgia is here in the state of Georgia, police brutality is a public health issue and it needs to be addressed. Instead of us standing in these long lines for Section 8, standing in these lines for food stamps and government assistance, we need to be standing in line, linked arm in arm, so that when we do see the police violating, kicking our brothers and sisters in the head, beating on our homeless, misusing police equipment to harass and bother the public by just being nuisances, we need to again start standing up for one another. Here in Georgia, it's a crisis. It's deaths not monthly, not yearly, but daily. Black men and women laying in the streets. Not even 12 months ago, Georgia had a hanging from a public highway bridge on 285. True indeed, it is sad from the people that we are losing to police brutality, but it's even more of an urgency to bring awareness to those injustices that we are facing in the public city council buildings, in voting, voter suppression. It's all types of injustices here. You can't just point out one family. I can go on and on. Justice for Zadok, justice for Oscar Kane. It's names that I could go on and on. There are killings daily here in the state of Georgia at the hands of the police. And not just white police, not just Asian police, but our own brothers, brown officers, are killing the men and women that look just like them. Enough is enough. I stand on the corners of these streets daily. You can pull up and find me anywhere in the state of Georgia, any city that I travel to. You can find me there, bringing awareness to the public health issue that the state of Georgia is facing. And I'm putting all officials on notice, all black and brown people that are in positions of power. You will no longer be respected. Your time has slowly come to an end. You have done nothing with your position. Damn you asking for our votes. I don't vote. I'm not a registered voter. Fuck voting. Voting is not doing anything for you. And that goes out to my brother Ben Crump, Attorney Ben Crump. While you stuffing your pockets and greasing your hands, you are doing nothing for the people who rely on you. I see he just took up a case with our brother that has been abused in Alabama by the criminal justice system and their prison officials. Not only him, but we have Ladarius McKinney, who has been assaulted in prison, not only by other inmates, but by officials. The city, the state of South Carolina, Edgefield, and the Department of Justice, we have asked and pleaded with you to be of assistance. We followed your request, and we've done things the way you've asked us to do them. Enough is enough. We will no longer ask politely. We will demand it moving forward. You have now been put on notice. You are been put on notice. Rise up, black man. Rise up, black woman. Don't keep talking about what you're gonna do and what you have done. What are you doing now? It's a new day. I've changed 3 locations since I've been on this call. I went from work to the street to now I'm in my car, and I will continue to scream it to the mountaintops. I don't necessarily suffer at the hands of the police directly, but I see it with my own eyes, and I hear the complaints from the mothers, the weeping mothers that stand outside of these municipal and city buildings, asking and pleading for justice for their sons and their children. What are we gonna do? What are you gonna do? You don't want the black woman to lead? Well, black man, stand up. Stand up. Slavery ain't no goddamn propaganda. This shit is real. It is people out here dying in these streets. Every day, people are dying in these streets. Black and brown people all over the world. If you ain't standing up for your people, get the hell out the way and make room for those that are putting their lives on the line for people that they never even met. I don't know half of you people, but I'll put my life on the line for my brothers and my sisters, because I be damned if my great-grandchildren Google me in 70 or 80 years and I had stood by with my tail in between my legs and didn't say a goddamn word. You ought to be shamed. Shame on you. And shame on those that crucify and deter those that are doing something about it. You ought to be ashamed of your damn self and blood on your hands. That's my feelings about it. And I do what I say I'm going to do. You can catch me on these damn streets working on 2 hours of sleep. But I'm sick and fucking tired of seeing mothers crying about they losing their children, not even committing crime, and they've lost a son, murdering people in their own homes because you won't even take the time to pull up a public record and see that they own that home, and they've been owning it for 10 years. Shame on you, DeKalb County Police Department. Shame on you, Atlanta Police Department. Fuck you, Cobb County and Gwinnett County Police Department. The time is now. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna stand or are you gonna join? If you ain't joined, click the hell off and go to sleep. And stay asleep and take a long nap. Creating change and being the change that they want to see.
Sister Crystal, brother, Thomas wants you to drop your number in chat in his inbox or whatever, or drop it in the group chat.
My name is posted. Nwani Nigeria. You can find me on social media. www.blackmirrorsexperience.com. Standing in solidarity with Theyfeartruth Federal Government of America. And the time is now. I will not be silenced. I will not be afraid. And I don't gotta be your leader. But what I won't do is stand idly by as people that look just like me, my brothers, my sisters, my children, and my grandparents. I will not stand idly by in silence. And I will not be silenced. And I expect for everybody under the sound of my voice to take the same position. And if you not, get the hell out the way. You claiming to be a Black Panther and you ain't doing shit about nothing. Collecting donations and selling fish plates ain't gonna do it. It's time to hold people accountable.
They following these leaders, and these leaders ain't doing nothing for them. The leaders taking their money and ain't giving them nothing back. You see what I'm saying? You got to give back to the people. You got to be a service to the people. You got to provide protection for the people. When you go to these things and something happen in the state and all of them fly out there to their country, state, or whatever, then once the camera's gone, they gone. They ain't left no protection for the people that's there mourning, or for that whoever that happened to whatever state they went to. They ain't left no protection. Like Malik Shabazz with this Emmett Till thing. What happened to arresting the woman? That was strictly for publicity stunt. He knew he wasn't gonna never arrest a woman. He knew he didn't have no power to go and arrest a woman. Even though citizens, you can make arrests. Come to the law school and we're gonna teach you and show you that. Or you ain't even gotta do that. Just be a part of Theyfeartruth and you're gonna automatically have arresting power. But this is what we saying right now. It's time out for all the faking. You've been faking and playing with our people for too long. You see what I'm saying? We enslaved because we choose to be slave, because we in fear or we lack the knowledge. So therefore, that's what Kanye West meant when he said slavery was a choice. You had a choice to either fight for freedom or either a choice to lay down and accept to whatever it was you was going to accept because you was too afraid. That's a choice. A lot of people got mad at Kanye when he said that, but he was speaking the truth. Slavery was a choice then, just like slavery is a choice now. People say, well, how was slavery a choice then? Just like it's a choice now. The slaves back then chose to be afraid, and later they could get killed. You can get killed now for standing for right. So you see what I'm saying? That's the whole object of why they do what they do, to instill fear in you. So how do you stop that, Rico? It's like this. If you got $1,000 and somebody come to you every day and slap you in your face, to punch you in your mouth and go in your pocket and take that $1,000, you don't do nothing. 9 times out of 10, they're gonna come back again 2-3 months later. But if they know you're a person that keep $1,000 in your pocket every day, and they came and slapped you in your face and went in your pocket again, they see you the next time, they gonna do it. They gonna keep doing it again and again and again to what? So one day they come and try to slap you in your pocket, and you put that pistol upside their head, and you put that knife on them, and you put the motherfucking hands on them. You put something on them to stop them from physically abusing you. This is the same thing. People say, well, why we can't get them to stop? You ain't stood up. Well, they say we can form a government. Well, why we ain't form them? Because you ain't tried to. Well, how can we stop them from killing them? Stand up and whoop their ass. When they try to. Like when George Floyd was getting his knee nailed down, and when all the time, ain't no fucking way in hell I could have been there and watched it being that close there. There is no fucking way in hell I could have been on site watching this right here and not do a damn thing. There is no fucking way in hell. I wouldn't have been standing there with a video recording. I would have been moving and fighting and whatever the case may be. Even if I had lost my life, I wouldn't have stood there and watched that. It's a difference if he wasn't handcuffed and he was struggling, he was fighting. He was handcuffed and hog-tied. So it was no reason for the extra brutality. At that point in time, all those police officers was criminals. You didn't know that it was a Supreme Court case that was won way back in the day to where it was a sheriff got killed and the judge ruled in the killer's favor because at that point in time when the sheriff went and did what he did, he interacted as a criminal. And the man that killed him was the criminal. But the sheriff came and interacted. When I say interacted, he came and did criminal things. So at that point in time, that man had a right to defend himself and he came out on top. You so scared of the court because you don't know nothing. You don't know the law. So you're going to be terrified of something that you do not know. You're going to be terrified of something that you do not know. There's no other way around that there. But we done held this here long enough, y'all. I think my brother, any one of my brothers or sisters got any else thing to say, because I got 15% left on my phone. I charge it up to 70, but shit, I guess the camera eating up fast, and then the old pressers, they eating the rest of it up. You know what I'm saying? So Do any one of my brothers and sisters got anything out y'all want to close this here out? You know what I'm saying? With any message to the people or any statement to the people, tell the people how they can find you or reach you in your city, in your state, or whatever, y'all. The floor is y'all. Well, at this point in time, Theyfeartruth Show. I'm your host, Rico Deuce with Theyfeartruth TV, the Chief Attorney and Officer of Theyfeartruth Federal Government of America, the new American federal government. I thank all my officers and employees that came in and tuned in for this live so we can address the people. And for all those that want to be revolutionary or you really got the heart for this here, link up with us. Catch us on our website at TFT. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm going to give you the bank website. Catch us at our website, Theyfeartruth. Fedgov.info. Theyfeartruth.fedgov.info. Get in touch with us directly on our social media platforms, Facebook platform, on our own social media platform, or get in touch with us in our email. Email address is theyfeartruth@gmail.com. The Minister of Defense email address is theyfeartruth.gov@gmail.com. That's theyfeartruth@gmail.com for the chief officer, and theyfeartruth.gov@gmail.com for the Minister of Defense, Cal Walker. You already got all the information on the officers that was on here. Y'all, till next time, peace and much love. All power to the people. We stand for our own.